Take two. I made a couple of factual errors. I'm glad I watch my videos after I make them, so I catch some of the errors that I make, and I have to redo them again. And I'm talking about this song that debuted at number 25 on WLS's Silver Dollar Survey the week of March 5th, 1965, the highest debuting record by one of the most powerful vocalists I've ever heard of, and probably underrated as well, Gene Pitney. I Must Be Seeing Things, a Lost 45 that got up to about number 31, 32, 33 on Billboard's Hot 100, but doing better on WLS's Silver Dollar Survey is worth every silver dollar you can count. This is a Lost 45. Gene Pitney, 24 hit singles off the Music Core label, which he got started on back in 1960, 1961. Big hits and small hits. The biggest hit, Only Love Can Break Your Heart, almost went to number one, went to number two instead. Town Without Pity, The Day They Shot Liberty Valance, I believe, was another one of, well, it was a big hit for him back in 1962. Not exactly sure if I got the title of that song right, though. Those long song titles throw me off. And Only Love Can Break Your Heart, well, I've already mentioned that one, but It Hurts to Be in Love. A rollicking top 40, just a monster of a hit. One of his best rock and roll records. One of the best rock and roll records, period. This guy is singing his heart out across a rock and roll beat. And spades. It Hurts to Be in Love. Summer of 64, Gene Pitney. And I Gotta Be Strong. That was his last top 10. And then you get into the spring of 1965, his big hits start tapering off. Although he remained popular in England, so his Lost 45's Princess in Rags. Mecca. Backstage, which came out in 66. 24 Hours from Tulsa, back in the fall of 63, which came out, was kind of popular right around the time that Kennedy was assassinated. He was managed by a fellow named Aaron Schroeder, and I got to talk about Aaron Schroeder. Aaron Schroeder got started in the 40s. He was a songwriter. He wrote about 1,500 songs. 5 songs that he wrote, number one hits for the King. That is correct. He wrote 5 number one hit records for Elvis. I Got Stung in 1958. Big Hug of Love. Number one for Elvis. And It's Now or Never, one of Elvis's biggest hits. And Stuck on You, the song that he came out with right after he got out of the Army. So many advanced copies, record number of advanced copies for this record. So much anticipation for Elvis when he got out of the Army. And Stuck on You, written by Aaron Schroeder, went to number one. Shot up to number one instantly on Billboard's Hot 100 for Elvis. Aaron Schroeder founded the Music Core label. He founded it back in 1960. It was later sold to somebody else, a couple of guys, I believe, in 1965. Music Core distributed by United Artists. It was based in New York City. Gene Pitney managed, directed by Aaron Schroeder. If you read about Gene Pitney, you're going to run into Aaron Schroeder's name. He played a big part in his professional career, Gene Pitney's professional career. And I think that's all I got to say about. One other thing about Music Core I did want to mention. Did I say that Gene Pitney had 24 hit records? I mentioned that already. Well, Gene Pitney was the biggest artist on the Music Core label. And some of his songs were written by Hal David and Burt Bacharach. The Platters had their comeback on the Music Core label with This Ring. Remember that? About the spring of 1967, the Platters did off the Music Core label. But we're talking about Gene Pitney right now. We're going back the spring of 1965. Can you believe it's been 50 years ago? And keep in mind, this video was recorded in 2014. Debuting at number 25. Week of March 5th, 1965. Gene Pitney, I Must Be Seeing Things. Take care.